Welcome, everybody, to Planet New Jersey, the podcast from the New Jersey Business and Industry Association. I'm Vinny Civitello, your host, joined as always by my co-hosts Randy Stevens and Casey Skorecki. Here with us today is Luke Toomey. Luke, say hi, let the audience hear your voice.
Hello, audience.
Awesome. That's for like the people who aren't looking at us on YouTube, just so they can put a face or a voice to the name, I should say. This show is available just about anywhere you can get a show. That's iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you get them. And our show is sponsored by New Jersey manufacturers. If you need some insurance, hit them up. With our icebreaker today, Casey, take it from here.
Okie dokie, artichokes. Well, today's icebreaker, of course, we always look for, news from New Jersey, and it's kind of a hot button issue where I live here in Monmouth County.
Oh,
and
boy.
It's about a little town called Ocean Grove. I don't know if everyone's familiar with Ocean Grove. Ocean Grove is a camp meeting association. It's a Methodist group that established a Christian seaside retreat in the Jersey Shore in 1869 and has closed its beaches on Sunday morning for about 155 years.
Wow.
So now, there's all these complaints that the beach should be open for everybody. So the Department of Environmental Protection has accused the group of violating state beach access laws. So because they are a Methodist community, they want to keep the beach closed on Sundays. However, they will temporarily keep it open while they fight this because they still want to keep the beaches closed. So that is anyone else on our panel familiar with Ocean Grove?
I'm not. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Well.
I've actually said on many
familiar with
episodes of
Ocean
this show that I just don't do the beach, so I don't know.
So Ocean Grove is, if it's worth a Google. Ocean Grove is a really unique spot. They are a tent community, and these beautiful tents are decorated every year. People move into these tents for the entire season. They're not like, camping out, you just go like on a road trip camping. They are beautiful tents that the frame is there all year round. And then they come in and they put them together. They're absolutely gorgeous. And so the entire community is a Methodist community. So when I was little, they used to close the gates so you couldn't even drive in the community on Sundays. They still have gates for the footbridges. But yeah, if you know it or not, what do you think about the beach access laws? Do you think a community should have the right, I guess, to close its beaches for religious purposes on Sunday mornings, or should be accessible to everybody?
Casey coming in with the heavy icebreakers.
Yeah, I was going to say. So it's okay. First question: how far is Ocean Grove from you down in Asbury?
About a 10-minute walk.
Oh, so it's not okay. And then is this the first time they've ever had to kind of like deal with this issue?
Yeah, I mean, this is where it's starting to kind of come down. A lot of people are. They had a pier that they just built that there was some controversy over, but this is the first time that they've it's been 155 years they've had their beaches closed on Sunday mornings. So it's Ocean Grove is a fabulous community. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. But people feel like they should, and it does not have to be just this community, just the idea of any community being able to like close the beach for any part of the season.
Look, I saw you nodding your head. Are you familiar with Ocean Grove?
Yeah, actually, last time we went down to the beach, we stayed in Ocean Grove, and then we walked over to Asbury for dinner, and we did go through that tent community and observed all that. And then when we woke up on Sunday, we realized the beach was closed, and we said, "Oh, how about that?" So yeah, I'm familiar with it. I didn't make any connection to decision making around that. I just assumed that's how it was and that's how it would be. So I think it's really interesting that it's coming up for debate now. I don't know how most of the shores are treated, like state parks, perhaps, or but I'm not too familiar with what could happen or what people are asking for.
Case, what was this in? What was the article in?
The article it's kind of everywhere right now. It is a hot button. This one in particular is on the Associated Press. But the all the like local New Jersey papers are showing this right now because it's a little bit of a hot button issue. I mean, not a terrible huge hot button issue because there's a lot of beaches around. You have Asbury Park and then Ocean Grove, and I think it's Bradley Beach, and Belmar and so forth. So you have a lot of beach access. But you know, I guess it's like where you draw the line because you have certain beach clubs that restrict access, but there's always has to be a beach access to people. There always has to be some kind of beach access for and it's free. So I don't know what the how far away it has to be, but there are like paths to get onto the free beach because there has to be beach access for people at some point, you know, because you have.
Remind me why people are complaining about this now? Because didn't you say has it always been the case that they closed down
55 years, dude.
Yeah, so why now is it a hot button issue? What's going on with it now?
I don't know.
People just drew the line. They were like, "That's it. I've had enough."
Sensitivities are at an all-time high. I think we know that in like all areas of culture right now.
Yeah, I mean it is the State Department of Environmental Protection has accused the group of violating the state beach access laws. So I don't know if it's so much public opinion. I didn't see the public opinion piece to it. It's just but if Luke, you were in Ocean Grove, it is so charming. It's so pretty. It's almost like you feel like you're in a movie set.
Yeah, for sure. But I also would say I feel like their beach section is not very long. You could probably walk it. So, you know, if that section's closed, you could walk, you know, half a mile either direction and probably be okay.
Oh, absolutely. You absolutely could. But for anybody who's not been to Ocean Grove, I would highly recommend visiting it because it is just like you're walking back in time. It's really kind of, you know, caught back in time, and it's very, very pretty. Did you get to go to the ice cream shop there? Days?
Yeah, I think I did. And you know, I think one of the appeals to us was it's not as bustling as, you know, some of the other Jersey shores. And so, you know, I think because of those things that you talked about, it may not be as much of a destination or as busy.
Right. So, yeah, so there are parts of the people that say, like, you should preserve it because it's so historical. And other people say, like, it should have access to the beach no matter what. So, I don't know. Maybe
I'm not coming down on one side of the aisle. I don't know enough about this.
Then it's like, hey, I'll put it on the to-do list, but we won't do it for Sunday morning. That's for sure.
You know, it just seems so like why fight this? Because like you said, it's such a small little area of land. Like if you really want to go to the beach, just walk a half a mile that way. I don't know. I just
Beach season is also a hot start already with everything that's been on social media and everything from this weekend. I'll post it.
So next time we'll do a lighter one. Is Cookie Monster a Muppet or is he a puppet?
I'll prepare to talk about that. Her last icebreaker was like Britney Spears' conservatorship has ended. Talk amongst yourselves. Now she's like, do you feel like this religion should be allowed to do this? You know? So with that out of the way, we're gonna talk about Luke here. Randy, pick it up from here.
Will do. Luke, glad you're here, sir. I had the privilege to our audience, right, to take golf lessons from Luke a couple of weeks ago. So the fact that he's on with the podcast today is just a follow up. So we just got a couple get to know you questions. The first one is, right, you can't come on Planet New Jersey without letting us know where your continental loyalties lie. You know, are you a Jersey native? You know, family history. Have you guys relocated here? Like, you know, tell us if you've been a Jersey guy your whole life.
Yeah, not my whole life. The first 10 years I was in West Virginia, and then we moved up to New Jersey, and I've been New Jersey since until next month when I'm leaving the state.
No.
Yeah, listen, that was my next one of my next questions. I understand just right from being on the golf carts riding around. You're in the middle of relocating. You've got a daughter going off to college, if I remember correctly. Ben and I are like on the opposite end of the spectrum of where you and Casey are with the young adults, you know, children. So how's that going, man? Are you guys ready? How's that going for you guys?
Yeah, it's a wild time. There's so many changes that are happening all at the same time with my daughter going to college, my other daughter going into high school. My wife is selling her business, and she's selling a house and buying a house. It's just a lot happening all at the same time.
Then at this moment is when you would have to put in the sound effects of applause, because with all that going on, he still took an hour and a half of his day to
Right?
connect us. So we greatly appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much. One more getting to know you question, if that's okay. Casey and Ben both are like movie buffs. Sometimes they start talking about movies and actors and actresses that have no idea who they're talking about. So aside from golf coaching, are there any hobbies or other interests that the general public does not know about Luke Toomey?
I think golf coaching is pretty high on my list. Though you were my first coachee, I never
Good.
coached anyone
That's not
before
good
you.
representation.
No, I like being outside. I like being out in nature, whether that's camping, hiking, golfing, just being out and enjoying what nature has to offer. That's where I like to spend my time.
Awesome. Then that's what I got, man. I think we got him off to a good start.
All right, Casey, you're up with questions about Luke's professional journey.
Yeah, so Luke, we did get to chit chat a little bit, but just kind of reading up about your how you formed Contemporary Leadership Advisors, just kind of what brought you, I did read about your about page, but I'd love to hear a little bit of the journey and how you got to this.
Yeah, so I joined CLA back in 2016. I just realized that as I'm going through these housing decisions, reflected on that, and so it seems like it's been a lot shorter than it actually has. It's been, I guess almost a decade now. Well, maybe not quite.
Time
But
used to be a very linear thing, and then we hit the pandemic, and then it got weird. Like I think of like 2020 to 2023 or so as like a month.
Yeah,
So,
I totally
Yep.
agree.
Right, and that's similar to how I feel about my life cycle at CLA, which is there's the pre-pandemic CLA and then there's kind of like the post-pandemic CLA. And in the beginning, there's just the three partners. We're trying to get it off the ground, trying to get it established. And then post the pandemic, there's been a bit of a shift in our approach, and things have been taking off ever since. So, it's really been going well in terms of the business growth. Casey, let me better answer your question if I missed it there.
No, I mean it's perfect, and you brought up your partners, which what is it? Steve and Dan just came out with a new book.
Yeah, Steve Garcia and Dan Fisher just came
oh,
out
look
with
at
a new
that.
book.
Randy's got it.
Randy's got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got all his notes in it as well, I think, right? You got all the sticky notes.
I have
Um,
not delved into it just yet, but it is on the summer reading list for sure. It is on the summer reading list.
the light read,
yeah,
the
so
beach read.
that was yeah, the book was a big deal. That came out last year, the end of leadership. And it presents our position and our perspective in the work that we're doing.
Which is super interesting. Like you have some things in your solutions like peer learning circles, which sounds super interesting. I'd love if you could talk about that a little bit. I mean, it seems like something we did in school, kind of growing up. The things that we've always done, like when we're chatting and we get into a circle and we're all kind of evenly distributed. But it sounds unique still, even though it sounds like it's been with us a while.
Yeah, with the pandemic and all the return to work conversations, there have been challenges around like how do you interact with people, how do you find people, and that connection. I think people are trying to rediscover it, and we found that peer learning circles are a great way for people to learn and connect and talk, and it's really effective no matter what your initiative is. We do it with a lot of leadership development programs, having peer learning circles, but we also use it in other applications as well. A lot of our work includes peer learning circles.
Does
So
that
that,
work? Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Go ahead.
no, exactly, Vinny. I was going to ask the same thing. Like, what does that mean? How does that work?
So basically, we group people in with their peers, right? So hence, peer. And then there's a facilitator who will take you through whether it's a 6 month, 8 month, 12 month journey where you're connecting with the same group of people and talking about, what you're experiencing, how you're accomplishing solutions. Oftentimes it's topic based and really goal oriented in terms of what this group is trying to achieve over the course of the 12-month or 6 month curriculum.
So people come to you to learn how to be better leaders. Is it individuals or, is it more like a company will come to you and say, like, I've got this group of people I want to be better, at what they do?
Yeah, a lot of times the work that we do is, so, traditionally we do assessment and development work, which is like leadership assessment, executive coaching type stuff. But then we also do team workshops, and we help companies create and develop their leadership development programs. So, if you're an organization, you say, I want to be able to scale up my leaders for, what's coming down in the future, we'll help you stand that up and set that up. But then we also help them, more recently, something that's been big is DEIB, and, we're helping them execute on their DEIB initiatives. So like basically, if you think about where leadership or people affect your organization, that's where we help out.
So I couldn't help but notice that the title of Randy's new favorite book, The End of Leadership, what was it, As We Know It, or was that what it is? So tell me a little bit about your philosophy, or at least the company's philosophy on leadership and how it's changed. I mean, I don't want to spoil the whole book here.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, really testing my chops here.
Yeah.
Well, so I think, one of the key things is that traditional organizations have been, top down, slow, bureaucratic, just like organizations. And it's all been about efficiency and doing things under the right process. And more recently, in today's environment, organizations have to move more quickly. And so that traditional model of, top-down leadership is not the same as what we're seeing today. Organizations need to be adaptive and, have different ways of managing, smaller groups, making decisions without as much information. And how you navigate that is a lot different than the traditional model where it's slow and, measured type of decisions.
Ben, can I ask a question too?
Yeah, by all means. Yeah.
So the question, with almost a decade of experience with CLA, right? And this is not to shut off any other industry, but do you find certain industries are more challenging in terms of their leadership and adjusting their perspective with different philosophies and things of that nature? Like certain leaderships or certain industries more challenging than others, and accepting that change or the adjustments?
Yeah. So, I think it's, from my personal opinion, it's based on how competitive that industry is, right?
Okay.
So like probably governments and nonprofits, there's not a lot of competition there, so they can remain bureaucratic. They don't need to change, right? Whereas highly competitive markets where they're trying, companies are trying to get an edge or trying to get a leg up, they need to be adaptable. They need to be flexible. Things are coming at them quickly and they need to adjust.
Awesome. Wow. Interesting.
Luke, I got one more here. What are people thinking about, in this space? Like, what are the trends going on in leadership right now?
Yeah, so I think I may have said it before, but the trend that we hear the most about right now is DEI and DEIB, and organizations are trying to figure out how to deal with that. And so a lot of times we'll come in and assist them with their initiatives through execution or through planning or however they want to deal with it.
I don't know how to ask this question, so I'm just going to ask, but what do we mean when we say dealing with DEIB? Like, how do we, what I'm trying to get at? Like, it's like, how does a company approach something like that?
Yeah, so a company could be assessing, like they could start with assessing where they are at the time. Like, are their practices in place suitable for what they're trying to accomplish? Um, and so there's a measurement piece of this, which is saying, hey, let's measure, let's interview our people and see how we're doing against these initiatives. Are we doing well? Or are we not doing well? And then after you've done that assessment, you can say, okay, well, we want to put a training in place or a plan in place or something that gets my people to achieve the objectives we set forth in our DEI initiative.
Okay. Luke, we're going to take the spotlight off you just for a second here, just to get you out of the hot seat, and we're going to start our our game. Today's game is actually brought to us by NJBIA's HR Center. Randy, feel free to give us a second about that.
Yes, sir, for sure. Thanks, Luke. So BIA's new and improved member benefit allows our organizations to work smarter, not harder. Your membership includes access to our HR support center, the first ever intelligent HR and compliance platform powered by technology, data, and human expertise. Just sign into your NJBIA account. The HR support platform equips you with all the tools you need to stay up to date and compliant in today's ever-changing world of employment mandates. Any issues logging in or just have further questions, feel free to reach out to myself or another member of the BIA team.
Very cool. All right. So today's New Jersey trivia game, we're going to, Casey, what are the prizes we have on deck for today?
We always have a number of fabulous prizes.
Fabulous.
And today, someone could walk away with a Wawa gift card of $10.
Before you leave New Jersey, Luke, that's up for you before you leave New Jersey.
That's great.
I'll be back.
All right. First question. So I'm going to ask the question, write down your answer. I'll give you a few seconds to lock it in, and then we'll go over it. So on November 7th, 1896, the first professional game in this sport was played in New Jersey.
What was the year again, Ben?
1896. Give you a few seconds. I don't know if we have any sport nuts out there, either collected with us here or driving along at home.
Not a sport nut.
All right, everybody have an answer locked in?
College, I thought I knew it, but you said professional. That's kind of throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah, the first professional game of this sport. November 7th, 1896, right here in New Jersey.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, I got it.
All right, let's see those answers.
I don't got it.
All right, Randy wrote football. Casey's got bowling, and Luke, with the correct answer, is basketball.
Wow.
Yes. The very first professional basketball game. It wasn't invented here, but the first professional game was played in Trenton, New Jersey. It was the Trenton YMCA versus the Brooklyn YMCA.
Wow.
And yeah, just so everybody knows, we crushed them. We won 15-1.
That's right.
Now, I'm sure the rules of the game have changed over the years, because I read 15-1 and I'm like, what were they doing? Must have been incredible defense.
They probably were still playing at Peach Baskets or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Peach Basket.
All right.
I don't think the overhead shot was until much later. They were all, under throwing it under their legs and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving over to entertainment. So for our TV nuts out there, this core Game of Thrones cast member was born and raised in North Jersey. So I'm not asking about like some random person out in the background. One of the core characters on Game of Thrones, the actor was born and raised in North Jersey.
Can we give the character name, or do we have to give the professional?
No, that would be kind of a giveaway.
But if you can't spell their name that well.
No, this isn't a spelling contest. If I can get who you're trying to get across. All right. Everybody locked in?
You're looking for the actor name?
Yeah. But if you give me the character because you can't remember the actor name, I'll go with it.
Randy, I can't remember the character name.
Randy looks so confident in his answer.
Randy's struggling right now. All right, let's go.
All right, let's see him. We got Randy with a not applicable, and Luke and Casey tie with the correct answer of Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage was born in the Morristown area and raised in Medham Township. I've never heard of Mendham Township, but I'm sure it's great.
This is such a poor performance.
Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah.
There goes my free Wawa lunch. I'm over too.
Mendham was up by me. And I think he went to Dumbarton. I don't know if I'm allowed to drop that.
Oh, so you knew this? Yeah. All right.
You got serious knowledge, background knowledge.
All right. Okay. I got one final question here. New Jersey is known as the Garden State. What is the most lucrative crop we produce?
Yeah.
Meaning like the biggest crop that makes the most money here in New Jersey. The Garden State, as you will.
It's one I think.
I feel like I've known it at some point.
Mm.
Oh, but our corn is delicious.
That's
I'm
what
sure
I
it
was thinking, Case.
Oh.
All right, let's see those answers. Everybody locked in?
Well, yep, right. Man, okay, cool.
All right.
Look, like, wait.
Randy, you were close. Luke and Casey answered cranberries. That is not correct. But Randy with tomatoes. Tomatoes is actually our second most lucrative crop. Our first one is blueberries. We make, I think it was like a $79 million industry.
I was totally gonna put blueberry.
It was close. It was close. I went to Rider University, and Rider was just one big cranberry bog. It was like, that's where we made all the cranberries. I don't know. So that was my first thought, but it turned out to be blueberries.
That's down to going towards like AC area, I think, all the blueberry farms, right?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I was almost gonna write blueberries, but I was like, we do have so many cranberry bogs. New Jersey has everything.
True.
Yeah.
So that was our game, and it actually looks like Luke, you won, because right? Because wait. Yeah, because you got two of them, right? Yeah.
I won't be mad at that.
Yes.
Very cool.
A Wawa free lunch for the road, sir.
Free mini lunch.
Definitely make sure to use it before you leave.
Yeah.
It went for the Hoagie Hoedown. Or what is it? Hoagie Hoedown?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what that's called. You should know that Wawa in no way sponsors this. We have just chosen. We love it. So I don't feel like pressured to answer exactly. But if they have some kind of annual weekend,
it's like Hoagie Hoedown.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think it's called that. I think it's called something else. But like, it's like $5 hoagies like once a year, right?
Look at this. Yeah. You can get two.
Sandwich Fest. Is that what it was? Sandwich Fest. Hoagie Fest. Hoagie Fest is what it's called.
Although they should think about Hoagie Hoedown because I feel like it's a better name.
We should copyright that.
Well, they're reaching out to us for sponsorships because our ratings go through the roof. Then we'll get them to change the name.
All right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Luke, Contemporary Leadership Advisors. If somebody wants to take advantage of your services, maybe learn a little bit of leadership know-how, how do they get a hold of you? What would be the best way to go?
Golf course.
Yeah, golf course is the best way to get to know me.
Is there one specifically that Luke hangs out on a lot? It seems like a very vague, nonchalant way of getting into the leadership tour.
I'll go to you. Wherever you're playing, I'll go to you. Contemporary Leadership Advisors, contemporaryleadership.com is our website. We are regularly having webinars. And so if you want to be connected into those, you can contact me. You can find me through the website and our team and, find me that way. Or you can reach out to my email, which is first initial last name, LTWOMEY @cladvisors.com. And, we'll get you connected and you can start experiencing some of the work we do and some of the conversations we have through our webinars and, the people on our team.
All right. Well, that's about all the time we have today. I want to send a reminder that today's episode is brought to us by NJM Insurance. So thank you to them, and thank you to Luke Toomey for coming along today.
Yeah, thank you, Luke. I would like to also point out that, for Luke, as well as being a great advisor, very brave, because when we were on the golf course, Randy thought he spotted a wild animal in the trees, and Luke went in for further investigation to find out that it was a house cat.
Oh.
It's like one of those things in the horror movies where they like go and they investigate the noise, and you're like screaming at the TV, "Don't do it!"
It's a good one, Case.
I
Further
think Randy
investigation.
thought it was a mountain lion.
That's right. So there you go.
I have no response to that. It's like, who's worse, Randy for thinking there's an actual mountain
my
lion,
God.
or you for going and looking?
He's a brave soul.
Brave soul. I was hiding behind the car, I think, and they went.
It was the shadows, man. It was dusk of the day. The shadows were kind of, you'd had to be there.
You guys might have almost found the Jersey Devil.
Could have been. It really could have been.
Wow.
All right. Anyway, until next time, thank you very much and goodbye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for being here.
Goodbye.